Let's go now to the Western Cape. That's where the bad news has emanated from this morning of 2 deaths. Cape Town's taxi rank, normally a hub of activity. But what's that looking like today? ENCA's Monique Mortlock checking out the mother city's major transport hubs. We also have Lindsay DENTLINGER out and about in the mother city. She is in Athlone at the moment. We'll say good morning to both of them. And let's start with you, Monique. You're at the Cape Town station. Has news filtered down? I mean, firstly, it doesn't look like it's hell of a busy behind you, but for those who are there, has news filtered down of the two deaths in the province there?
Station deck taxi rank is completely quiet. It's empty. I'm just going to step out of shot for a moment so you can see what's happening behind me. Usually there are hundreds of taxis crammed into this space, but right now we just see a couple of people, a few dozen people waiting for some type of transport to come and fetch them. It doesn't seem as if people are really aware of that devastating news. The people who we have managed to chat to here are more concerned about how they are going to get home, because some of them are coming from night shift. Others have done some last minute shopping here in the CBD before heading home, and for them their main concern is really just getting home. What we've seen here is security guards, cleaners. We've only seen a few law enforcement officers around, not really anyone talking about those deaths, because the news obviously just recently broke and it's obviously filtering its way through social media and the media.
Well, Monique, I'd like to know what you noticed, what your experience was getting out and about this morning to do these crossings for us. What did you see along the way to wherever you've been this morning? Did you see a lot of SAPS and military presence? Were you stopped at any roadblock for them to check that you have a permit, just to gauge an idea of just how they've been carrying out their duties since midnight?
I travel from Kraaifontein. It's an area in the northern part of Cape Town. It's about 30 minutes out of the CBD. And as I was leaving my house, I was stunned by how many people were still walking around as if there's nothing to worry about. And I left my house quite early, so there were no shops open really. So there was no reason for people to be out and about unless there are essential services workers. I did not see any law enforcement officers, traffic officers, soldiers or police officers in my area driving around. As I headed into town, same thing. I only saw a few law enforcement officers, Metro Police, roaming around. Here on the station deck, I've also seen 2 officers walking on foot, but not really any officers stopping people to physically check and ask, what are you doing here? Where are you going? I'm sure that they realize the people who are here on the station deck are people who have come from night shift, people who have tried to do some last minute shopping, who are trying to get home, who have no other means to get home but to wait for a taxi. All
right, thanks very much, Monique Mortlock there at Cape Town Station. Let's head on over to Lindsay DENTLINGER. She is in Athlone at the moment. And Lindsay, same question for you. Are people aware of the news that 2 people have passed away, have died from COVID-19 there in that province?
Vivek, I'm getting the sense here that people are not even realizing the seriousness of the situation, never mind the fact that people have in fact now died in this very province as a result of having contracted COVID-19. Earlier today I was in the city where the law enforcement officers stopped our camera crew 3 times in under half an hour, wanting to know why we were out on the street. We've been here in Gatesville for almost an hour. And we've seen 1 police van come past. People are carrying on with their business like a normal Friday. I'm going to just move away for a bit so Mario Pedro can show you from behind the camera these queues of people snaking around the building, going into butchers and shops. I dare say this is busier than it would normally be on an ordinary Friday. You can see people are wearing masks, but nobody is respecting social distancing rules and norms. and I'm sure people actually unaware that people have, in fact, as you pointed out, 2 people have now died here in the Western Cape as a result of having contracted COVID-19. As you can see, people stocking up, buying goods, and even though, as I say, this is a busy area on any given day of the week, not even on a regular Friday does it look as crazy as it does here. And it's actually, in a way, really quite disappointing to see that this is what it looks like, given the seriousness of the situation, particularly here in the Western Cape, with those first 2 reported deaths this morning.
Well, Lindsay, what have you seen with regard to police or military presence, especially with queues like this? Have you seen them going past, driving past, stopping to make sure that, you know, people at least try to adhere to some of these restrictions? Have you seen any evidence of that?
Not in this part of town, Uveka. The Athlone police station is less than a kilometre away from where we're standing right now. And as I said, in the past hour, I have not seen any police officers come anywhere close to this area. Nobody is stopping people, prohibiting people from going about their business. And we have not seen any form of military vehicle or military presence at all in this area this morning. As you can see, cars driving past, queues of people snaking behind me, just going about their business as if this was an ordinary Friday.
What was your experience getting to work this morning, Lindsay? Just give us an idea. Okay, in that area, it seems like, you know, we have to worry why that's not being done, why the police and the army are not there. This is exactly what we're trying to prevent. What have you seen on your way to work this morning, into work?
Well, as I said to you, because I live in the heart of the city, very high police presence, visibility. I am our camera crew just driving to our first location this morning. We were stopped twice just while we were in the vehicle, once by SAPS policemen and once by Metro cops wanting to see our permits and the reasons why we were out. And once we were out set up on the promenade in Sea Point, again we were approached by 4 police officers wanting to know what we're doing. And here in an hour, as you can see here, there are taxis right alongside me. Public transport is not even supposed to be operating during these hours. People pushing carts of shopping, gloved and masked. But, sir, do you know that 2 people have died of COVID-19 here in Cape Town? Yet you are still out on the streets. Why is that?
We have to shopping. The shoppers, oh, you can see we're from Mitchell's Plain. It's chaotic that side.
So why do you feel that you need to shop now when it's so serious?
There's nothing in my fridge. I had to work till 5 o'clock yesterday.
And once you've done your shopping, will you be returning home and staying at home?
Yes. This thing is serious. People, you see some people that don't have masks on, but this thing is serious.
But do you feel that it's serious when you see all these people standing out here?
They're desperate. What choice do they have? They need to feed their families.
Uveka, there you have it. People saying they're desperate, they need to feed their families, they need to stock up and shop. Some of them were working until 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon, they say, and didn't have the opportunity to get the essentials they feel they need during this lockdown period.
All right, we'll leave it there for now, Lindsay Dentlinger. Hopefully the police station that's just about a kilometre away would have seen your report and will get into gear and get